So this is the intake cam sprocket that's went bad, and it's grenaded inside there, rattling pretty bad, and I don't want to pull all this front cover off and motor mount and serpentine belt and all that jazz. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tensioner out, which is back behind here on the cover. I'm going to take that timing chain tensioner out, and then I think it'll give me enough slack in this chain that I can take these caps off the exhaust cam and do the same thing with the intake cam. Because if I can get this exhaust cam out and just take all this loose and lift the cam up and kind of prop it out of there, if I can get the chain off that, it'll give me enough slack to go ahead and get that whole intake side cam out. So we're going to see if that works, so I can get this vvti sprocket gear replaced. I got this at Rock Auto. I think it was about 80 or 90 bucks. Okay, so I've got this tensioner out, and it's just a little spring-loaded tensioner with a lock on it there, and it's two 10mm nuts. It's on the back side of your timing cover there, and then I just put a bungee cord on this chain just to kind of hold it up and keep it on that sprocket down on the crank. It does have a guard on it, so it shouldn't come off, but I want to just keep this up out of the way. So if I can get this cam out and just kink it out of the way here, this should free me up enough room to get that sprocket gear out. Okay, so the trick is when you get this cam loose, you can lift it up over the journals here, and that'll give you enough height that you can crack your 14mm bolt loose. And I know my hands are filthy, but that gives you just enough play here that your bolt will be up over top of the front cover here. And as you can see, you can get that loose. Okay, so with that cam gear loose on the exhaust cam, you do have enough room here. And once I get these caps off, you can see that that'll come out pretty easy. I've got enough play here that I won't have to take all that front cover and all that jazz loose. So this is a much quicker way to do it. Okay, so this came out so much easier that way. Just have something to keep your chain up out of the way and pop your caps loose, and you'll have your cam out of there in about 30 minutes or so. So much quicker. So this is what this gear looks like when you take it apart. Now this has not your standard hexagon heads, but it's got this 5 pattern. So I had to take these out with a vice grip. But yeah, this has got some nasty metallic material that it's probably a one-way in. I don't know that oil's able to make its way out too easily in this, so whatever kind of comes in kind of pulls up or gets coagulated in there. But you've got these like high resistant looking seals that are in here, but that's what actually actuates in the gear. And it was so gummed up with this metallic and crud stuff, pieces of like little tiny plastic silicone looking junk. But yeah, so that's what goes on inside that gear. You could probably clean this up, put it back together and fix it, but for 80 bucks it's worth just replacing it with a new one. So the best way to unlock these gears is you've got those 2 notches in there. Just take a board, run a couple screws in it, cut the heads off about a 1/2 inch tall. I just put a line of grease around here. What you want to do is seal that base up. So we'll just put that down over top of those grooves. Get it to line up like so. You can feel that it's sealed pretty well. Take an air nozzle, put a little bit of grease around the edge, and then you should be able to watch these 2 unlock. Okay, so I had to push down on it with my hand, so I couldn't hold the camera, but if you blow in it and you rotate the gear, it'll unlock it, and your two dots should look like that. Super easy. On the cam, you can see that's flush. You want to be in the unlocked position fully, and then put your bolt in there. You'll torque that to 42 foot-pounds, and that locks it in place where it actually needs to be. And then if it comes back into the locked position at that point, it doesn't matter. It's locked it in the right spot. So I'll get a torque wrench on this. I'll tighten it up to torque spec. Now, without taking this front cover off and all this stuff, the only way you're going to be able to rely on where your crank is at is put a 19mm socket on the crank pulley down here, and you'll notice there's a little divot there, and that mark on the far right above the crank is right there. That little divot right above the crank pulley, right on the top of the crank pulley there, that's 0 degrees top dead center, and that's 10 degrees before top dead center. So this is the kind of tricky part. Once you've got it on top dead center down there on your crank pulley, when you come up here, I had to think about this for a bit, but in order to get this intake cam in here, first we need to know where the position is without the adjustment of the tensioner back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cam gear for the exhaust side back in here first, and in order to do that I leave this bolt loose, and I'm just going to keep taking it off and moving the teeth until I see my marks, which is this little mark right here. That needs to line up with the arrow on this cap. So as you can see, you've got this little arrow right here, and there is a mark on this side of the gear. So you can see right here, I'm about a whole tooth off. So when I move this gear one more time, it'll line right up with that little arrow right there.
I don't see it.
It's like right there. See that little divot right there? I need to move this gear back about one more and pull up on this chain so that you take all the slack out of it down here, so you know all your teeth to the chain from the crank all the way up to your cam is perfect length. So I'll move that gear and I'll show again. So when you take the bolt loose on that cam gear, you can see that groove right there. You can see that divot. It's like right here, but I'll need to move the chain. So I'll rotate this cam back one tooth, and then I'll set the chain back on top of it so that it's in the correct location. Okay, so it was a little bit tricky to try and figure out this one and get it in the right location with this one, but thankfully, as you can see on here, this one link you can see that one link says Japan on it. I don't know if you can see right here, but yeah, that one link right here says Japan on it, and it just so happened to be right on my mark because this chain constantly changes revolutions every time it rotates. But you'll need to mark it with white out, but this one so happened to have Japan on it on that mark. Got it lined up with that arrow back here. So that's what you want on your exhaust side. And this is 9 links across, 9 all the way over to this long hash. So you're going to want to see the hash on your cam sprocket gear, the one that's long, not the one that's short. So this one's short, this one's long, the long one you want lined up with that arrow as well back there. And it's exactly 9 links from that divot right here. So 1 link, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on the 9th link, you're good. Then you put your tensioner back in down there, 2 bolts, and rotate your engine around clockwise, and you'll notice that ratcheting mechanism kick out of the tensioner and will pull the slack out of this chain, and should be good to go. I'd rotate it around once by hand and make sure your marks line back up, but this should be good to go. Alright, everything's back together, valve cover's on, and gonna fire it up. Alrighty, went and drove it around about, I don't know, 8-10 miles or so. It's definitely running a whole lot better than it was. Quiet again. Sounds like a Toyota. So, I think we're back in business. Replaced that tensioner last night and driven around 8-10 miles or so. I think we're good to go. Not a bad looking little car for 1,800 bucks. Shoot, I'd drive it. I'd drive it off a cliff.